This video contains subject matter that may be offensive and disturbing to some people. If you are the type to require a warning throughout a video or show, let this message serve as your warning. This channel discusses the harsh reality of true crime. If this warning is not sufficient for you, consider a different genre and unsubscribe from my channel immediately. Good evening. Yeah, I got my hat back on. Yes. Thank God, huh? Whew. Yeah, we're on to the part 2 now. Hey, thanks, Kimberly Hennessy, for the happy birthday. Oh, and One Sly Angel. I always liked that name. Not to say I didn't like the other names, but there's some that I always remember. Yeah, so, yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, we're going to be doing Zulema Pastenes now. Yeah, we're going to be doing...
Party popper, party face, happy birthday Gray, party popper, birthday cake.
Her interview on the 29th of April.
Chewbacca?
What are all those sounds that it's making?
Happy birthday Gray.
Streamlabs needs to shorten up their explanations for the emojis. Oh, that's weird that you've listened to it 3 times. Just make sure you're not filling in everybody of what's going on. I haven't even listened to it once. I just want to hear it as I'm listening to it. I don't, you know, listening to something like that many times is a little bit cuckoo. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, a little cuckoo. Hey, thanks Jessica Schubach and Cairo. Okie dokie. Alright. 3 times. Wow. 4.5 hours of listening. That's amazing. Hey, thanks, Cairo. Tiny Bubbles.
Thank you for sharing your birthday with us, and thank Mrs. Hughes too.
No, if there was a
Smiley
fence,
face.
it, you know, it should have been. That's wild. 3 times?
Chewbacca? I'll be Chewbacca if you want me to.
Ring, musical notes, tiny bubbles, musical notes, desert
Tiny
island,
bubbles.
best meme of the dumbbell case, happy birthday as
Jessica Schubach. There you go. Hopefully you're just being sarcastic. Alright, so here we go. We're going to play that coming up here in a second. Yeah, so Zulema Pastenes is the individual who married Alex Cox on the same day, or like right around the same date that Melanie Boudreau and Ian Pulowski got married. And then Alex died on the very same day that Tammy Daybell's body was being exhumed in the investigation. Hey, Lynette. How's it going, Lynette? Thanks, Craig. Appreciate it. I'm old as dirt, Justin. How old are you, Justin? And what's your social security number, by the way? See what they're saying. Ooh, it's October
Happy birthday,
16th.
Gray.
Now let me see if I can find that one Gray Hughes. That's the precise age. Yeah. All right. Yes, and by the way, my name is L. Gray Hughes. All of you super sleuths out there, it's L. Gray Hughes, and the L stands for Lance. And the story is that when I was born, I was L. Gray Hughes. That was what was written down, and then the doctor filled it in and wrote Lance on there because he thought L was weird, and now my official name was Lance after that. Okay, so yeah, so you're not super sleuthy by calling me Lance. That's just not my first name. That's not what I was ever going to be called or anything. I guess technically on records and so forth it is, but that's not what my name was ever supposed to be. It was just supposed to be a first initial with Gray as my name, and there you go. So super sleuths out there, good for you. Yeah, mine social. All right, so then, but the thing is what you learn a little bit about Zulema Pastenes. I just thought she was some sort of on the side person, but it sounds like she was in the inner circle the whole time. So that's a little bit more interesting now. You sort of wonder what the hell happened to Alex Cox, you know? Although when you listen to the 911, she seems genuinely sort of frantic about it. But I don't know. Yeah, see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. See how psycho people like Justin are? They gotta go look stuff up. Yeah. Really wacko people out there. Let's see. But I must say, I'm a young looking that age, right, Justin? Right. Justin Davis, the whack job, who shows up trying to super sleuth people. Yeah, well, I'm gonna have to time you out there, Justin. If you can come back and act like a normal human being, we'll let you back on. But all right, so here we go. We're gonna play this now. And Lynette Burns is going to fill us all in with the really exciting information inside. Because she's heard it 3 times now.
Did you get my text this morning?
I made a bigger window where you can see just her.
Did not.
Okay.
Did you text Ron or me?
I don't know. I texted whoever was communicating. I was
Probably
communicating.
Ron.
Yeah, I've got a 10:30 conference call I got to make,
Okay.
and so we'll see how things are going here. I may just step out.
Okay.
And,
no big deal.
Yeah.
Oh. Are you tired of meeting with us yet? That's okay. Be honest.
Yeah, it's not about being tired about meeting with you guys. It's kind of like I think about it in my mind.
Here, let's get some. We got to get some a better look to this. Hold on a second. Let's see. It's got some filters here I could. Put on the Magic Bullet movie look. Okay, Magic Bullet movie look. And then we'll go into here and we'll pick a, this is for this one now. Alright, how about that one? Ooh, yeah, that one. Now watch the color of that table, it really pops out. We'll do that on the other one too. There we go.
And it's like an aquarium, and when you go your hand on the bottom, and then all of a sudden all this stuff comes up. So it's the stuff that comes up.
That's a good analogy. Yeah, brings up old.
Brings up all kinds of stuff, and
Yeah.
doubt and memories, and and connections, and then you like it all,
Yeah. No, I get it.
And then you just like start beating yourself up because how could I ever done anything like this, or get involved with people like this, and how could I be deceived so much, and how could I be so stupid?
Well, don't beat yourself up.
all that comes up, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's the hard part of it.
And hopefully this is the last time that we have to talk.
Hopefully.
But we just needed to go over a couple more things, just from clarifying questions, since we've been doing the investigation that have kind of come up again.
Okay.
Okay? Do you need water or anything, or are you good?
I'm okay.
Okay. You remember Vince?
I hope so. Fremont County.
Fremont
That was
County.
a nice one.
I do.
So, how's everything been going? You getting back to normal life and back on track and...
Trying to, once in a while something comes up, or some
Hey, thanks, Zozo.
reporter comes up, or
Or you get a call from Garrett saying, hey, these guys want to talk to you.
yeah, or like
This one's longer than the other ones.
Are reaching out to people to get information about me, and talk to the media. So that-
Happy birthday,
Yeah,
legend.
I was trying to get
Birthday
some
wave,
kind of-
ocean wave.
still
Let's
trying.
continue it, freaks. _ basic generous.
Okay, Zulema. So, like I said, we're down here just to ask a couple more questions. One second.
You gotta go, you gotta go. Yeah, it's, you prepare for it and boom. So, but I was saying that when we were walking in, we left, I think it was 51, 52 in Idaho, and came here.
Yeah,
It's awesome.
this is
It's awesome.
we're doing a remodel on our house, and it's it's opened up to the elements quite a bit. And we started it in January, and had a section of the back wall that was about that big, as big as that wall, that was opened up, and just had a tarp up over it. So it was sealed up. The wind wasn't blowing in, but the air, there's no temperature variant at all, and half of my ceiling in my home was exposed to the roof, and so the cool air was coming in at night and just poured in there. And I think the concrete slab of my house got chilled down to about 45 degrees, and it took it until
Thanks,
Probably.
Tylee and Sarita.
Happy
you know,
birthday,
April to
Gray,
warm up.
ocean wave.
So
Because it was always
Ocean
cool,
wave,
but
ocean
we've had it
wave.
opened up so much that we've been really enjoying the nice weather, because I would hate to be doing this in
Good eye,
August.
Mike.
It would be
Yeah,
miserable.
I was just gonna ask, so it's April, the end of April, 1st of May, when stuff starts heating up and really gets going?
It's when it gets warmed up in the day. You'll have highs in May. It's always a joke about when the first 100's going to be. It's usually April or May, and then
It'll
it'll
be Saturday.
Yeah, right. It's right on track, but then we'll go back down and it'll be 92. But 92
Yeah,
is warm.
you're back.
You step out
And
in
you're
92
timed out
and start
again.
playing basketball, you're going to feel it. And that sun's intense. But the mornings and evenings are wonderful. My experience is, and you've lived here a long time too, that even into June, you'll come out in the morning and it'll be 68, 70 degrees, and it's beautiful. But then, as soon as that sun, that's the big difference.
Thank you, Tawny
is
Lee,
that
Sarita,
when do you hit
Lee D,
95?
and Matt
If
Padilla,
it's 2 o'clock in the
and
afternoon,
Paisley
who cares?
Dreams.
If it's 10 o'clock in the morning, all right, now we're...
So is any of this stuff meaningful? Okay, he came back in. Here we go. Right there.
That's from Chico's.
So, Zulema, as we've been going over things, we've been going over reports that you have given to Gilbert initially with Alex's death. And some of those statements that you gave them don't match what you gave us the last time we talked. So I just wanted to clarify kind of why you told them something completely different. Okay. So when I was discussing last time with you about
Was this the day that Alex died? Is that what you're talking about?
the day Alex died.
Okay.
So do you remember anything that you told those guys as far as Lori and Chad? Or
Very, very little. I don't remember much of what happened now. To tell you the truth, there is a part of, like, between, like, 2 weeks there, that there isn't much, like, it's very foggy for me. But that night specifically, there are certain things that I remember, but not all of it. And I don't remember, like, I can't put a timeline together. Like, I don't know what happened first and what happened next.
Hey, thanks, Chili
Which
Pink.
one was first and which one was second. I really don't. I've been trying to put it together, but I haven't been able to.
Hello, Jim.
We've also never seen what, statements she's purported to have made, so it's,
Well, I can let you look at a copy, but so when Gilbert Police, let me just preface this. We're just trying to eliminate some of the things maybe defense for Lori and Chad are going to bring up during trial. Okay? And part of that defense could be that they try to pin this on other people, right?
Huh, that's pretty interesting that he's honest about something like that. Normally that wouldn't be something you would sort of let somebody know that's actually like in the inner circle of Chad and Lori there, but maybe they want her to feel like, hey, we're sort of trying to help you out here, be on our team. And
So, or make you not look as credible as what you are in case you have to testify.
Mm-hmm.
So, in order for us to make you look credible and to use what you say in court, we want to kind of jump out ahead of any type of defense that they're going to bring up, and try to make it look like you are lying or trying to get back at them or something like that. So in going over these reports, that's kind of what we are doing to make sure that everything that you told us kind of matches what has happened, right? And so when we were going over Gilbert's reports, there's some things in there that you said that you told us about when you last talked to Chad and Lori, and about when you, well, I'll just come out and ask you. You told Gilbert that you had no idea how to get a hold of Lori and Chad when they asked you who Alex was on the phone with. Can you tell me why you told him that?
I wonder why I would have said something like that, because I told them that they were on the phone with him.
Right, and they asked you how to get a hold of him. And in your statement, you said you had only met Lori a couple of times before she moved. And you hadn't seen Lori since she moved a few months ago, and you didn't think Lori was married.
Yeah, I don't remember saying that.
Well, let's look at those statements.
Yeah.
And when I said look at them, just look at them carefully there for a second. You didn't think Lori was married, right? Did you know she was married at that point?
Yeah, I did know that
Okay.
she was married.
Okay.
Yeah, because she had sent me pictures of when she had gotten married.
Okay.
So yeah, I did know that.
And
I mean,
do you-
I didn't, let me put it this way, I saw the pictures of them on the beach, her dressed in white, him dressed in white, and they were dancing and kissing and all
Right,
of
seen
that.
those. We've seen all the pictures, yeah.
Right, so I assumed, it was assumed that that was a wedding ceremony.
When you told them, what else did she say in that statement that she hadn't talked to him in a while? What was that statement about?
That you had only met Lori a few times.
Well, obviously that's inconsistent with what she's told you guys.
That you hadn't seen her since she moved a few months ago. and that you didn't think Lori was married.
What's the timing on hadn't seen her since she left a few months ago? Is there any explanation of that? Was there any timeline on that? Was there any clarification of what that
Well, we
meant?
know Zulema had gone up there.
Right.
So she's saying that since she moved.
Yeah, it might be interesting, like just taking a look back at the old, hold on, let me get rid of my happy birthday. See, this is one of the charts, this might even be the final chart, really. So, I mean, one of the things that's interesting, I always pointed out early on, that the night that Charles was shot, at that house was Lori, Alex, Charles, JJ, and Tylee. Okay, I can make those red X's now, but for a while they were just missing. Or, So the interesting part is out of 5 people that were at the house when Charles got shot, 4 of them are dead. Don't you find that interesting? Yeah, don't you think that's pretty crazy? Yeah, it's wild. Let's see. Hold on a second. Yeah, so you've got that, and then you've got, here's Ian Pulowski right here. This is the person who married Melanie after Alex tried to shoot Brandon Boudreaux right here. So Alex right here tried to shoot Brandon Boudreaux but missed. He was driving Tylee's Jeep, and Tylee wasn't alive at the time. So he was driving her Jeep. Then, the Melanie got a divorce from him. The shooting didn't work. They were trying to get the insurance payout. Then Melanie married Ian here. And so they were together. And then Lori, after taking out Charles from Alex, Alex killed Charles. Then after that, Alex killed JJ and Tylee. And so Alex killed Charles, JJ, Tylee, and Brandon. He was trying to kill Brandon. He didn't kill Brandon, though. I think he had something to do with the death of Tammy Daybell. I think he's the one that showed up outside of her house. She died on October 19th, and then she was exhumed December 11th. And I believe that's the same day that, Alex died the very next day. So once they found out that, oh my God, they're exhuming her, they're onto something. It seems like, what are the odds that the person who likely had something to do with it ends up dead the very next day? And this is Zulema Pastenes right here. Now, if you look right there, they got married on November 29th, 2019. And Melanie and Ian got married on November 19th, 2019. Or no, November 30th it looks like. So she got divorced on the 19th, married November 30th, and so Alex and Zulema got married one day prior to Melanie and Ian. So there was like this cult building. It was going to be Chad, Lori, Alex, Zulema, Melanie, and Ian. 3 couples, and apparently none of them were going to have any kids with them. Like Melanie's kids were all with Brandon, and Ian's kids were with his wife. And man, it's just a crazy situation there. All right. Anything else in there? And then here's Larry and Kay. They actually were given JJ first because I think it was Kay's son was, he's addicted to drugs, and the mother of JJ was on drugs. So they were going to take custody of JJ, but Charles said, you know what, I'll do it. I've got a young family. We'll just start taking care of JJ. So they adopted JJ. And so that's how all that took place, is that they adopted JJ, raised him from an infant. Charles and Lori did. But Lori was just kind of I think she just liked the money aspect of being with Charles. And then she finally met her true love, Chad the Whack Job Daybell. All right, so there you go. There's the chart. If you ever want to pull that back out again, let me know. Put that off to the side. And yes, everybody, the really super sleuthy moron that just showed up here, he said I drive a Forester. Yep, I drive a Forester. Yep. Yeah, all that stuff's on like Ben Verified and sites like that. It tells you, what type of vehicle people own and shit like that. So, it's kind of weird to have psychos, though, that show up because they think they're so neat and super sleuthy. It's really wild. Hey, thank you, Lori Fisher. But, yeah, Subarus are good cars. So, I'm happy to have everybody know that. We got 2 of them.
I wonder if she's talking about since they moved to Idaho or to...
Yeah, they're just sick people. They're the same ones that call up and do the prank phone calls and shit like that.
Hawaii. That's what I'm wondering about. She hadn't seen them since they moved to Hawaii.
Psychos.
Well, that could be...
That's what I'm trying to find out.
That could be, but she said that she didn't know what...
It doesn't matter at all, but he's trying to make it sound like, hey, man, I've got all this information on it. I got you figured out. Okay, yeah, good for you. Now, also, don't forget to tell him about the speeding tickets that I have over the years. I probably have, 5, 6 of them, in the 40 years that I've been driving.
State Lori and Chad lived in. So those are the type of things that defense is really going to probably ask you.
Yeah. So I didn't, when they left Rexburg, they didn't tell anybody where they were going. Not even, even Alex was trying to find out where they were at, and he had asked them where they were at, and they wouldn't disclose where they were at. They didn't.
Hey, thanks, so JK.
So you had no idea they were in Hawaii?
Yeah, hold on. Hey, thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Oh, there it is. Cat Eye donation. And Carolina Girl.
Happy birthday, Huzie. I know you're enjoying a splendid evening after a delightful meal. Did you get a new set of clubs as a gift? A new hat, perhaps? Love you, babe.
No, I didn't get any of those things, okay? I didn't get a splendid meal. I didn't get new golf clubs. And I did not get a new hat. As you can tell, it's the same damn hat.
Happy birthday, Gray. Party face. Party face.
That's
Party
hilarious.
Face. Birthday cake.
Hey,
birthday
thanks,
cake. Birthday cake. Happy B-Day, big bro.
Look at Chloe. Watch Chloe here. Watch this. Here we go. Look at. Oh, now look at that, huh? Hey, thanks, Straight Drop is trending. Yeah. Isn't that crazy, Danette? Looks like she's hugging him. And the thing is Blue interrupted it. He was like, I always wonder how long they would have hugged. Like how long that hug would have been had Blue not interrupted it.
No.
What about the times you guys conference called?
When we were talking on the phone, they wouldn't say where they were at. So when they left from Rexburg, they didn't disclose where they were at. How I found out that they were there is when they were on the news.
Okay. Because there's some... So, back in the reports, I don't know if I have that with me.
Yeah, they're going to need to get her all dialed in.
They had talked to you and Melanie Boudreau about going to Hawaii after they were married. Is that not true?
No, she wasn't taking meth. No way.
I can't remember when he was. I remember them saying that. I remember them saying that. So hold on, let me see if I can put a timeline on that.
Our timeline that we have has that roughly in November, and then they go missing in December, November 26th.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had some conference calls with them the first week or the first week of December.
Mm-hmm.
You and Alex and Melanie Boudreau.
Mm-hmm.
And Ian was on the phone. And so I'm wondering.
Well, she's more rational.
Based on all that, and then.
Well, she's more normal sounding than Melanie, right? I mean, it's just obvious already. Like, she doesn't. Like, Melanie's a whack job. I mean, just cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I mean, really.
Statements to Gilbert.
So she said, this could be you.
Like that?
Come to Hawaii.
What
day
was that?
That was on November 9th. This was the
But
day that
she
they
believes
sent
in all the same stuff.
The pictures.
the pictures.
I think. Yeah.
And
Who
that,
sent that to you, Chad or Lori?
I think this was Lori's.
Okay.
And she sent it to me and Alex.
Do you have that number?
Yes. Where is it? I just lost it. Okay. This one.
Those phones can be a
I
pain.
don't know what I'm doing.
You gotta find, I don't know if I find the number on there. It might be right there.
Maybe.
No.
It should be there.
Yes.
2 participants. Okay, so that one was from 480-692-9562. And I remember this, I responded to her with a scripture. Because they were still trying to get
I don't know. I don't think, Madison, that they're narcissists. You know, that's the most overused word yet again in history, in the true crime community. I don't know how that one's picked up on. Everybody picked up on the word narcissist and use it on every single case, every single person.
me to move.
To be clear, they didn't tell you they were living there yet, right? I mean,
No.
this was them for a wedding. They came back after this, right?
They came back after this.
And then it was long around Thanksgiving that they vanished.
Right before Thanksgiving.
And is that when you didn't know where they went?
That's when I didn't know where they went, yes.
So when you saying come to Hawaii, it wasn't, hey, we're living here, come move to Hawaii with us.
But I believe they had conversations saying that after they got married, they were moving to Hawaii.
Okay. With Zulema?
And Melanie Boudreau.
Okay. No, I don't know about Melanie, but.
And so that's why I was wondering, when it comes to the Gilbert reports, you say you have no idea where they're at or how to get a hold of Lori, or you've only met Lori a couple times. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Where there's a discrepancy.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's why we want to talk about that, and I wanted to know why you had told Gilbert police that you kind of really didn't know Lori or where she was at.
You know, and before I don't want you answering something about having potentially misled Gilbert.
Yeah,
Police
you know, it's just
Department
lying to you guys,
telling
okay?
I mean, I think what she's told you guys is the truth.
Right.
And that's what the agreement was, is that she was going to come in and tell you guys the truth. So, I mean, there's a discrepancy between the two. I mean, clearly.
Right, and that's why we're trying to get out in front of it just before trial.
Right, sure.
We just want to figure out if you in fact did make that statement, and if you did, why you made that statement.
Do you remember making that statement? Okay.
I don't remember. I remember going to the hospital. I remember them putting me in a ambulance, and they took Alex in another ambulance. And I remember them taking us to the hospital. And I remember they started working with him, and then they put me in a room. And I don't remember much of what happened between that and until the time that they brought me back to the room for me to turn off the machines for him. I don't remember when I was taken back there. I don't remember whether someone was, the person that came to talk to me, was it before or after that? I don't remember, and I can't put it together. I can't not put it together.
Okay.
I don't even remember the name of the person that was there. I don't even remember what he looks like. So if I was to see him right now, I wouldn't even recognize him. I have no idea. There's nothing right there. Then I remember when.
Hey, will you guys check something? Something weird been going on, and people are being unsubscribed on my channel. So, can you check to see if you're actually subscribed or not? You know, and if you aren't, make sure to get it back on there and hit that notification bell, because there's something weird going on. And also there were people that were blocked that shouldn't have been blocked. And I think once you're blocked, you become unsubscribed. So you should go check and see what's going on, because just during this live, it's ticked down 6 people. Now, how is that possible? You know, that doesn't even make any sense. Like, nothing's going on. There's no controversial anything. We're just, yeah, see right there, it went down again. So you might want to check it. And if you unsubscribe by clicking that, make sure to click it again, but just make sure that you got that clicked and the notification bell.
And I turned off the machines. They told me, I remember somebody came saying that I couldn't touch him anymore, that he was considered a crime scene, and that I needed to leave. I asked for a couple of minutes with him. They gave me, like, I don't know how long, but they gave me a few moments with him. And I remember coming out of the room, and my son-in-law came, and I remember him saying to somebody,
I don't know, but it'll help
who was
out.
there, we're gonna get a lawyer right now, so speak to our lawyer. And then I remember that's, but I don't remember whether when that happened. You know what I mean? There's no correlation there for me. None of it.
I'm going to time right now because I'm going to make that call.
Okay.
Let me do that, and I'll come back in as soon as I can. You guys feel free to chat about anything other than this, and I'll be right back because I'm just gonna. They're gonna. Yeah. I've already missed one call from them. So
How come there's so many
people? Let me go do that, and I'll be right back. Okay.
Have you been to Rexburg or Idaho since?
No.
It's getting to be nice up there.
Is it?
Yeah.
The last time I was there was cold.
Yeah, it's cold. Like,
It was cold for me anyways.
it seems like it's cold for 8 months out of the year, but
Yeah.
now's the time where it starts to get nice and warm, and it's not hot like here, but I take the heat.
I would take the heat any day.
Yeah.
So I always run 2-3 degrees colder than everybody else. And you think that it won't make that big of a difference, but it really does.
I'm like, right there,
Well,
somebody
I'm not
subscribed, but it
Anybody
didn't
that
add
lives down
anything.
here owns a jacket, do they?
I don't know what's going on.
We do, because after you're here for a while, they call it your blood thins out, and it really does. So you become kind of a wimp, because as soon as it gets to 70, you're like, oh, it's so cold now, you know? And so when you're, and besides the fact that my own temperature is lower than most people, it's at 5 p.m. because we're in a...
How are you?
Good, how about you?
Good.
Good to see you.
He's complaining about hot weather again.
Well,
No, I'm saying
Yeah, it's like these people they've already talked to these people so many times that, like they're all buddies.
I enjoy it. I don't know if I could do the 110
you could do
all
it.
the time.
You could do it. Because you see the offset of that. Because then you have 8 months of pure heaven.
That's true. So they play.
I don't know.
That's
Do they do overnight sports?
Yes, a lot of people you'll see them in the courts at night.
Yeah.
The kids at the skate park, the basketball courts, and the parks are usually busier at night than during the day.
Hey, thank you, Vale.
Yep. And we get used to it. You know what I mean? And you really do. Like in the summer, sometimes I'll go taking a jog like around 7, 8 o'clock at night, and you're just used to it. So it doesn't really bother you as much as it would.
What's going on with
the
this
first month that you're
thing?
here.
Yeah, I'd imagine you're used to it. I never have gotten used to the cold weather, but
no.
Yeah, I couldn't either. I couldn't do the cold.
I'm not a cold person. I still.
They just sit here and yak for hours. With
The second floor, and they had it shut down. Or
Oh,
maybe
Because
just
of cold. Yeah, because of
what
cold.
the hell are they doing
You had to
here?
have a special pass to get up there.
baseball, so I used to take him all the time, and then my
Wow, I'm just waiting for that chair to get filled.
There's something to be said about just enjoying a baseball game and having a hot dog and a cold drink.
heck yeah.
So Lynette Burns, did you watch all that part too each time, or?
It's like the energy that is in there, that
Yep.
the environment is so cool.
Yep.
I love that.
Even if you're not a baseball
Well, that's a long
fan,
poop there, if
it's,
you're telling me the truth there, Alice. There, but there he is. He finally gets back. Okay, there.
The Diamondbacks, and then people had the Diamondback flags on their cars, for the longest time after that. So.
Sorry about that. That call came up last minute. We've got a response that's doing a thing.
Well, you
by
said you watched it
force,
3
and
times,
That's coming in quicker
Lynette.
than we're happy about. So, time for a conference call.
We were just discussing Diamondbacks baseball.
Well, is there anything to talk about this year?
No, they
Okay.
went to the
We went
game
to a game
that night.
last night.
Oh, did you? Was the roof open?
Yeah,
Roof
thanks,
is open.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was.
Yeah.
it's-
Mark McGuire hit one out the window. You know those big panels that open up?
She was just telling us
Yeah,
about the
he hit
panels.
one out the window.
Really?
Yeah, I know, it was like,
That's
420 feet or something like that. It was just insane. Hit it out the window. But, it's this lovely stadium that's shut most of the time. Which
Well,
is good,
Yeah, it was all.
When we got there, it was shut.
Well, I can talk all day long, Jen Richards. What do you want me to talk about? We're just trying to listen to the Zulema Pastenes interview.
And then
Well, the opening is a dramatic thing because they cool it down and then all the air stays
How
in.
can they release this part? This 30 minutes of nonsensical... Okay, they gonna get back to something here?
Padres game and it was 70
Still
degrees.
talking
Yeah.
about baseball.
It's for you. He said it's not much.
Okay, hold on. I want to know how they got back into normal
To
shit.
verify something that you
Yeah,
don't
you hit a
remember,
home run. Let me ask you
remember making.
right,
Yeah.
and they may have a recording. I just was pulling the Gilbert
Mhm.
reports.
Okay.
So we talked about that. So let's talk about the bag of cash that Alex gave you. Do you remember when he gave that to you?
He didn't necessarily give it to me. He just a couple of days before he passed. I don't know if it was like 1 day or 2 days before he passed. He said to me, Zulema, if anything happens to me,
Mm.
I want you to know that there is money in a bag in the closet, and it's for you. He said it's not much, but
Yeah, that right there is absolutely... Oh, I know who this troll's been this whole time. Yeah, just hide that person. Looks just like me. See how they take your account? Make sure to give me that list of the other accounts too. Alright, yeah. Later on, get me the URLs to all of them. But that was a big moment right there. Because Alex, knowing if something happens to me, here's a bag of money, just 2 days before, that means he knew either he was going to kill himself or felt like something else was going to be happening to him.
It's for you.
Okay. And did you ever count the money that was in there? Or know how much was in there?
Well, when before he passed away, no, because I just said whatever, you know what I mean? I wasn't going to touch his money. But after he passed away, I asked the police to bring it down, and my daughter and her boyfriend started counting it. They did.
And how much was in there?
I think that there must have been about probably between $5,000 and $7,000 or something like that.
Oh, enough for a burial.
Do you remember what else was in the bag?
Yes.
I still have the bag.
Do you still have everything that was in it?
Yeah.
Do you remember what it was?
It was a bag.
No, what was in the bag?
He had it in a plastic bag, like a Ziploc bag. And
Sure, the money was in a Ziploc bag?
Mhm.
In another bag?
yeah.
Okay.
And
She knows
what
what's
else
in the
is
bag.
in there? I've looked through that thing like I don't know how many times, and now for the life of me I can't remember.
Oh,
what's in there.
yeah. No, bullshit.
There might have been a pair of headphones in there. I don't know. I can look in there and take a look and tell you what's in there.
You take anything out of it?
Probably. I mean, I took the bag out. You know what I mean? And I took the headphones
You know what I'm saying?
out because I started using. I'm like, I wonder if these are good headphones. And I started using them.
Did you take anything else out of it?
It's possible. I wasn't paying attention, to tell you the truth. Was I supposed to be looking for something?
No, I'm wondering, because we had reports there was some other things in there.
Yeah.
And
Like what?
like there was a gun associated with the bag of money.
Oh, okay. That's what you're asking for? You're asking for the guns, but the guns were in separate bags. Not in the same bag of not in the bag of money.
No, I'm not still on, Jen. I did a show earlier for 2.5 hours, and now we're doing a whole nother interview.
The bag of money was
thank you.
like a black duffel bag type thing with a zipper.
Okay.
And then there's the guns that he left. They have their own case, and they have, it's like a case, like a gun case, and then the gun goes in one thing, and then it has the clips, and
So just so I understand, the gun case was with the
next,
bag of money,
next.
but not inside the bag.
I don't think so. No.
And just so I'm clear, the bag of money was in a Ziploc bag inside of another bag.
Yes.
And the gun was not inside the bag with the money, nor was it inside the bag that the money was in. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, it has its own.
Okay.
Yeah, she's just acting dumb on
bag
purpose
with a
here.
Ziploc,
This is
a
stupid.
zipper that goes around like
No,
that.
he wanted to know if it was
When you
inside the
open
other
the
bag
book.
that the Ziploc bag was in
So
with the money.
in the duffel bag that the money was in.
Yeah,
What else was in the duffel bag?
right. That's the question.
Let
Oh,
me
man.
ask you this: was there a phone in the duffel bag?
What a weird face to make. She wouldn't even answer it.
Yeah, I think that's where they found a phone, because they took it. They took a phone.
Who? The
The
police.
Gilbert police took a phone that was in there, because it's in the
Dummiesville, is that a new
inventory
town?
that they, they left. When they take
Oh, thank you.
things, they give you an inventory of what they. They took it.
Oh,
They took a phone.
thank you. Oops, hold on, let me keep.
what they take or whatever, that there was they said that there was a phone. It's possible that they found it in there, but I don't know where they found it, to tell you the truth. But they said that they did take that phone.
Take a phone?
A phone.
Okay. You don't know where they got it from?
No.
Good.
It's possible that was in there, yeah.
It could have been in Alex's pocket. The phone they got.
Well, Alex didn't have any clothes on when so.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
flip about it. Maybe it could have been somewhere else.
It's possible,
Yeah.
yeah.
So you don't remember anything else? Did you ever go through the bag before your kids did?
No.
And so when Alex gave you that bag, or told you if anything ever happens to me, did you ask him like, why would anything ever happen to you? Was that an odd statement that he had made?
I did. I said, why? I said, don't say things like that, Alex. I said, why would you say something like that? And then he said, just in case. Just in case. That's why the reason why I in my back of my mind, I was thinking, did he do something to himself? Why was he saying that 2 days before he passed?
So he tells you about
Yeah.
the bag and says, if anything ever happens to me. there's
You know,
some
I'm
money
wondering
in
if
the
she's
bag.
making
It's
this
not
crap
much,
up, though.
But there's some money in the bag, and that was 2 days before.
Yeah, either the day before or either the day before he passed or the day prior to that. So the last 2 days that he was alive.
Okay. And then, so when you had that, let's go back to the conversation that
Thank
you
you,
had.
Jen
Always watch you,
Richards.
Gray. Have been
when
watching for years.
Tammy's body was
Heart.
being
Yeah,
examined.
you've been around a long time. Thank you.
Do you remember that conversation where you said you had confronted him and
Yeah.
said, Alex, are you going to have anything to do with this? Why would you think that he may have something to do with it?
So Lori and Chad had called that day, and they were the ones that told us that they were exhuming her body, and the way they were talking, they weren't really saying anything like, oh, we're worried or anything like that. It was more of like a feeling that I had that was like, this is really weird. Like, shouldn't they be like having this kind of reaction type of thing? You know, not like so nonchalantly, oh, they're exhuming her body today type of thing. And I was like, why are they so not nonchalantly about it?
Thank you, Natalie.
Like, if are they hiding something? Did they do something? Did they not do something? And so that's why I wanted to. I knew that if I asked Lori and Chad about anything, they probably wouldn't say anything. But I thought that if they had been doing something, if he had done anything, Alex would probably tell me. So that's why I pressured him. I'm like, would you have anything to do with this? Like, if they assume this body and
Thanks, Nicole, for
are they
that.
gonna find anything? Did you have anything to do with this? And he said no. But I mean, I don't know if that was true or not. Do you know what I mean?
Okay. And the reason I ask is because, let's say, if my wife gets a call and they say one of her friends is being exhumed, that wouldn't be a question I would ask my wife is, did you have anything to do with this? That wouldn't even cross my mind. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
would be more like, hey, we're telling you it's getting exhumed.
Right.
Information-wise, this is what's going on. So that's why I wanted you to maybe expand a little bit on maybe.
So it's almost like Alex knew that the exhumation was coming up. And then he says, if something happens to me, here's a bag of money. And then the next day, her body's exhumed. And then the following day, he either kills himself or somebody kills him.
Why you thought or suspected.
I almost wonder though if she's making that part of the story up. I mean, let me just ask you this. In this scenario, what if she was going, what if she is part of like, hey, Zulema, we need to take Alex out. He's going to ruin this whole thing because he's the one that's, you know, done these things. So they plan on taking him out somehow. And of course, then you got to say, well, he told me a couple days before, you know. I don't know. I could see it going either way.
Chad and Lori may have done something to Tammy, or that maybe Alex had known about
Hey,
something.
thanks,
or had
Vale.
done something.
So remember that they were saying that Tammy had become a zombie.
Mhm.
Remember that?
Yep.
And they were talking. I don't know who was saying who, because they always like, oh, I was told. Lori would say, I was told, and then Chad would say very little, and then it was kind of communicated through her. So it's kind of hard to tell who the information was coming from. But they were saying that Tammy was supposed to die on her trip to Utah. She was supposed to have he had seen it in a vision that she was going to die in a car accident in the way there, or something was going to happen that she was going to pass away.
Oh, wow.
And then when she didn't pass away.
Thank you, Jen Richards. Wow, you guys are so generous. Well, it's all going to help out. Well, hold on. Let's just do this. What time? How long have we been on here? An hour?
Ready for a super chat? Love Gray and the mods. Thankful for the
Thank
content
you.
of it, Gray.
All right. So let's do, I remember I was going to do a donation last night, but I forgot. So what should we do? Let me put these up here for choices. Okay, here we go. Donation. Nick. National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Well, and then we'll say, wow, thank you so much, Jen Richards. Ready for a super chat? Yeah, thank you very much. How about between these two right here? Oh, well, I'll just put Nick Mick. It didn't accept, it was too long. All right, there. Nick Mick or Texas EquiSearch? Which one? Which one? And the first one is National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. And we all know who Texas EquiSearch is. All right, so go ahead and start filling out. Let's see which one wins. Yeah, big fan of Texas EquiSearch. He did respond. I said, did you find the clothing of Ramirez? And he said no. So, of course, now that's going to turn into a bigger conspiracy at this point. You know how it goes. Yeah, I guess if I did $250 to each, is that what you're saying? I was going to do $500. All right, I'm going to stop it. Yeah, I guess we could try something like that. Let's see, how does that work? 99 votes. All right, let's do half and half. Let's see. Pay for some tanks of gas, I'm sure. I gotta take it off the screen here. So we'll get back to Zulema here in a minute. Okay, so there it goes, and boom. Thanks for donating $250 to Texas EquiSearch. Will it come in the email really quick? It does a lot of times, and not quite yet. It'll be in there in a second. And then the other one was going to be Nick Meck. There we go. So yeah, it should always default to 1 time on all of these things. Alright, so we got that, and yeah, so this one I have to go enter credit card information, so you're gonna have to wait a second. All right, hold on 1 second. Here, let me play. Yeah, I'll play the music that we have on So Mean Allegedly. I like that sound. I think it's this one. Oh yeah, yeah. There's more to it though. Processing, and there it is. Right there. And National Center came in first. I don't think it's in there. I don't see the one from Texas EquiSearch yet, so not there. But it'll be in here in a little bit. Awesome. So what we'll do now is we have to go back over to this screen and add, let's see. Yeah, this one. No, we just did 500, so we'll make this 35,000 this year. All right, and then we've got to go into the actual file itself and change some of the numbers. that scroll by there. And that's right here, and so that means Texas EquiSearch now is 5,050, right? And NCMEC is 4450. There we go. And now we should be all ready to go here. All right, there we go. Sweet. So far this month, I mean, we're on the 16th, we've donated $1,000. And so right now for the year, NCMEC has 4,450. The Libby and Abbey Ballpark is 1,500. Our DNA fund is 17,500. And we're making some progress on those cases. And Texas EquiSearch is 5,050. Innocence Project 1,000. Polk County Sheriff 500. And the Charlie Project 500. And RAIN, which is Violence Against Women, is 4,500. And there you go. Boom. So that's all because of the freaks, and you're supporting my channel. So I take a massive amount of the channel revenue. You know, I think if YouTube was just my job, I'd still donate a lot, but it'd probably have to be a lesser percentage, but it'd still be, you know, I would guess like 30% or something like that. But I'm not, but because it's not, I'm able to, I do 40 to 50. Still haven't heard back got the Texas EquiSearch back yet, so not sure what's up with that. All right. Yeah, so I haven't got the email back from them, but I'll let you know when it comes in. But I showed you on the screen when it came in. Thanks, Mag.
Chewbacca? I'll do Chewbacca if you want me to.
Okay, so you guys, we're ready to go. We're going to go back to the interview here. She's talking about this money and Alex saying that he was going to die, and
then what they were saying was that she had.
I'll rewind a little bit.
And then Chad would say very little, and then it was kind of communicated through her. So it's kind of hard to tell who the information was coming from. But they were saying that Tammy was supposed to die on her trip to Utah. She was supposed to have
Utah again. Is Brian Laundrie part of this?
She was going to die in a car accident in the way there.
Let's see if we can do a 4-hour show making it possible.
And then when she didn't pass away, then what they were saying was that she actually did pass away, but what happened was that she was taken over by an evil spirit, and then they were
what was the name?
Become a zombie. Okay, so in the back of my mind, here I am thinking, okay, they said the same thing about Charles, right? And then Charles ended up.
Oh, by the way, it just came in right there. There you go. Receipt for donation to Texas EquiSearch. Right there. Boom. Okay? Boom. Alright, because you always got to prove it to people on here, or they go around and they tell you, oh, did you see that? Well, he didn't know that. And so every time you guys support the channel, becoming channel members or super chats or anything like that, just know that a large portion goes to charity. 40 to 50% of the net revenue on the channel. All right, here we go.
Being shot, right? I'm thinking, okay.
I did that already, JSD.
You guys are not trying to say that you guys are going to do something physically to people who are, you know, who are turning into zombies, according to them. That was my thought.
Okay.
So were they saying that Tylee, is that who they're talking about right here?
Anything, Alex would probably tell me. So that's why I pressured him. I'm like, would you have anything to do with this? Like, if they assume this body, and are they gonna find anything? Did you have anything to do with this? And he said no. But I mean, I don't know if that was true or not. Do you know what I mean?
Okay. And the reason I ask is because, let's say, if my wife gets a call and they say one of her friends is being exhumed, that wouldn't be a question I would ask my wife. Is, did you have anything to do with this? That wouldn't even cross my mind. Do you know what I mean? It would be more like,
I rewound
hey, we're
it.
telling you it's getting exhumed.
I just want to see that.
Information-wise, this is what's going on. So that's why I wanted you to maybe expand a little bit on maybe why you thought or suspected Chad and Lori may have done something to Tammy, or that maybe Alex had known about something or had done something.
So remember that they were saying that Tammy had become a zombie. Remember that?
Well, the Polk County Sheriff donation was for a family in need. They set up a fund for this one girl was the sole survivor of this maniac who killed her entire family. She took 5 shots and pretended that she was dead, laying on the ground. And they set up a fund to help support her, and that's where we sent that $500.
Yep.
And they were talking. I don't know who was
Not to
saying
him.
who, because they
Go
always like, oh, I was told. Lori would say, I was told, and then Chad would say very little, and then it was kind of communicated through her. So it's kind of hard to tell who the information was coming from. But
Thanks, Beholder.
they were saying that Tammy was supposed to die on her trip to
Tammy's who they're
Utah.
talking about.
She was supposed to have he had seen it in a vision that she was going to die
In a
in
car
car
accident, yeah.
in the way there. or something.
And guess what? That's also Julie Rowe saw the same thing. Well, Mary Lou sang to Gray on the last show.
Happy birthday to you.
Yeah, I sang on the last show. What the hell are you talking about, Zozo Jane?
Happy birthday to you.
And there's Beholder. She sang it. Beholder did. Yeah, see, the thing is Mary Lou sang it on the last show. Okay, she's going to do it again. All right, here we go.
Happy birthday to Gray. Happy birthday to Gray. Happy birthday, dear Gray. Happy birthday to you.
That was god-awful. Is that how you would sing it to other people, Mary Lou?
Well, Gray, you're never really nice to me, so I'm not going to be nice to you, okay? Bye-bye.
Yeah, so that's how she sang it. It was even worse earlier, though. Okay, and I think she's always got this lingering hate towards me. You know what I'm saying? Mary Monotone. That's right, exactly what that is.
Okay, I'll do it right, okay? Happy birthday to Gray. Happy birthday to Gray. Happy birthday, dear Gray. Happy birthday to you.
Wow, that was terrible.
Gee, Gray, that's mean. I tried my best.
Are you really crying?
No, not really. Okay, bye.
Yeah, wasn't that terrible, Gen B? That was one of the worst freaking, absolutely awful. Hey, thanks, Sherlock Hemlock. Yeah, no, people just always say it all the time, you know.
Apparently we don't show enough proof of all the donations you're making on all our behalf.
Like,
Good
people
grief.
are offended that, let's say I do a whole year of this show and I make, let's say I made $50,000 to myself and I donated 42. Is that like shitty? I mean, that is, nobody donates that kind of percentage of their revenue. All right, so I'm just saying, let's just say that that's what it was. Who the hell, you know, I'm just want you to go try to find somebody else, another true crime channel with all their super chats coming in during their live shows that's donated anywhere near what we have. Okay? It's not going to happen. That's kind of our mission, really. Are you sending me to jail? What did I do wrong this time?
Something was going to happen, that she was going to pass away.
Okay.
And then when she didn't pass away.
She didn't pass away quick enough.
What they were saying was that she actually did pass away, but what happened was that she was taken over by an evil spirit.
Oh, wow. See,
And
there you
then
go.
they
There you
were,
go.
that she had become a zombie. Okay.
That's funny right
So,
there.
in the back of my mind, here I am thinking, okay, they said the same thing about Charles, right? And then Charles ended up being shot.
She's actually kind of
Right.
perceptive
I'm
there, at least.
thinking, okay, you guys are not trying to say that you guys are going to do something physically to people who are, you know, who are
She doesn't do
turning,
that.
into zombies, according to them. That was my thought.
Okay. So, refresh my memory again. What was Alex's response to your question to him?
Yeah, she doesn't donate that kind of money.
So he sat back
Not even close.
and he sat back on the in the back
I don't have
as
Mary
his
Lou.
back towards back of the bed, the headboard.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting right there, though, isn't it? What she was saying was that, you know, Tammy was supposed to die, you know, because of the visions that they had. Julie Rowe had those same visions. And then when she didn't die, conveniently the new doctrine came into play. It was awesome. It was like, yeah, the new doctrine came into play where they could just deem her a zombie, and therefore you've got to kill the living vessel. But what's weird about it is, you know, they try to make it look like she died naturally again. I guess they have to do that.
And he goes, no,
HAPPYBIRTHDAY.
nothing else. I was waiting for him to say something else, and I'm like, so, I was like, okay. I'm like, are you going to say anything else? And he's like, no. Like, okay. So I thought, when he was he seemed
She's
so
not back
sure
there,
of
is
his
she,
answer,
Jan?
I was like, well, okay, then he didn't have anything to do with this.
Okay. And is that the same conversation that's the same conversation you kind of got after, right?
Wait, hold on. I got to hear that one.
Okay. So, refresh my memory again. What was Alex's response to your question to him?
So he sat back and on the in the back and
Oh boy.
pressed his back towards back of the bed, the headboard, and he goes, no. And that's it. There's no answer after that. Nothing else. I was waiting for him to say something else, and I'm like, so I was like, okay. I'm like, are you going to say anything else? And he's like, no. Like, okay. So I thought, when he seemed so sure of his answer, I was like, well, okay, well, then he didn't have anything to do with this.
Okay. And is that the same conversation that's the same conversation you kind of got after, right? And we're pretty, maybe forceful is not the right word, but aggressive towards him as far as, tell me what's going on. Is that the
Yeah,
same
because
conversation?
that was when because right after he, so then I pressed for another answer, and he tells me no, right? So then I stand up and I start walking away because I'm like, I don't know what to think at this point.
I don't think there's anybody left to kill,
said,
Amanda.
I think I am being there.
Because Brandon, they already
Fall
made a
guy.
mistake. They couldn't go
Like,
after him.
the fall
to
guy
kill.
for what? What is it? Tell me. What is it that they're trying to pin on you? What did they do? And he just wouldn't say anything else. And then,
Wow.
so then I get frustrated again because he's not answering my questions. So I turn around and I'm going to walk away again, because I'm just so frustrated that he's not saying anything. And that's when he tells me, either I am a man of God.
Zulema Pastene
Okay.
Now, at the time,
with an S at the end.
because I turned around and I said, what does that mean? What does that mean, Alex? Tell me, what does that mean? It's like you can't just tell me these things and not say anything to me. And I was so frustrated with him, so mad, really, because he wasn't saying anything else to me. And that, I guilt it. I thought for sure that I had given him a heart attack because I was, kind of pouncing on him, Now putting it all back, and now I understand that, they were probably telling him through blessings to do certain things, and
Kill himself.
he in his mind was either I'm following what God is telling me or I am not.
Did you have a question about that, Randy?
No.
I think she was saying that he killed
I thought I saw
himself,
you written something.
which is definitely a possibility.
Okay. So after he had said that, I think I'm going to be the fall guy.
I think I'm gonna be there.
Their fall guy.
Yeah, we were talking about the paintball in
And-
the previous show.
Did you think that Chad and Lori had done something to Tanner? Was that your impression based on that statement?
Yeah, and on this one. So what we were talking about earlier is, remember Alex right here, he went over and tried to shoot her with, what really happened is she came home from grocery shopping, Alex was outside and tried to shoot her and kill her with a gun with a silencer on it. And he missed because he sucks, and which, I guess is good too, right? And then when he missed, he ran away, but he didn't run like out in the street. He ran behind the house somewhere where he had parked his car, right? Because it's freaking. And then Chad comes out and goes, "Oh, ha ha ha! That was just a paintball gun." Because it all made, then she believed that. Oh yeah, just a paintball gun, All right, and then again he tried to shoot Brandon Boudreaux with a gun with a silencer, and he missed him too. So he sucked. He wasn't the greatest hitman in the world. He was skilled. He could kill kids pretty easily though. And then he did kill Charles because he just was standing right in front of him and shot him right in the chest. So Alex is a serial killer. I mean, it sounds kind of weird to say, but he killed 2 kids. He killed Charles. Then he killed Tammy Daybell, let's say, and he was trying to kill Brandon Boudreaux. It just goes on and on and on. So that's 5 people. I don't know if he would classify as a serial killer, more like almost like a contract. I don't think you count contract
I
killers
didn't know what to think
as
at
serial
the time.
killers.
I didn't know what to think. It was so confusing for me at the time because I saw.
Yeah, we talked about that
at
earlier
the
too.
time I still
Like Joe
saw
Ryan
Lori
is,
and Chad as a
maybe
very
you wonder about that on the previous
spiritual,
show.
kind, loving, charming, law-abiding, God-fearing people. So there was no. To me, it would be like.
He tried to kill
You know what I mean?
Joseph
So
Ryan.
Even when he said that, I was like, the fall.
See, what I said in the previous show is I think Joseph Ryan Alex Cox and Tammy Daybell all died the same way.
Fall guy for what? Like, what was it? What is going on? You know what I mean? And like, I couldn't even process it or put two and two together. What is it? So what was it that they would do?
Okay.
I mean, these things didn't even come together for me until like months and months and months of me thinking and processing and putting things together. You know what I mean? Because to tell you the truth, until they found the remains of the children, I still thought that there was a possibility that they had them hiding somewhere, that the kids were going to be alive.
That's what we all hoped too.
I really believed that they had them hiding somewhere. I believed them. I really did. That's what they were
Yeah, I got
they were keeping
one agreement with Mag there. Boom!
So on these conference calls with you and Chad and Lori, and then there was Melanie and Ian, you guys talk about a code word to make sure it's safe to talk. Do you remember talking about that with them?
Code word.
Yeah, because
Wow.
remember I told you that the day that Alex and I were going to Vegas, that day when I got back from the spa, he wasn't in the house, and so then I called him and I said, "Hey, where are you at?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm in the walkway, the green field behind the house with Gib and Melly." So he's like, "Just come out back here and meet us back here." So when I got to where they were at, that's what they were talking about. They were making a code word to say, this is safe to talk, this is not safe to talk.
Do you remember what the words were?
So it was
Hey, all right. Billy.
Pretty Bird, and the other one was Not Happy Bob.
Not Happy Bob.
So which one meant it was okay to talk? Pretty Bird?
I think it's the opposite. I think that Pretty Bird was not.
Okay.
And then
What a bunch of weirdos, man. Just
Not Happy Bob.
secret
meant
codes, and
okay.
they just thought they were so cool, man. Wow, this secret society that they're creating.
Okay.
Part of the 144,000.
So whose phone number did you call when because they would call you from Ian's phone. Whose phone number would you call to conference everybody through?
I think they had so many numbers.
Yeah, they did have a lot. And that's kind of what we're trying to figure out is whose phone you were calling to conference everybody in together.
Apple bite.
Because every time they would call you, and then you would do the calling.
I think so. Or I think sometimes we will call and they will call back, and sometimes they will call and they will answer, and then three-way the other person. I think it was a couple of times it was Chad's phone, and then I think a couple of times it was the Lori's new phone number, or the last phone number known that we knew anyways.
Okay.
I think it was both of them. Off the top of my head, I couldn't remember which one it was.
Okay.
And I don't think that my phone records would go back that far.
Okay.
They probably do. The numbers do.
Yeah.
So So a couple times to Chad and a couple times to Lori. Just depending on who.
Yeah. Because a lot of times they wouldn't answer. They just, you know, remember I told you about that ghosting that they would do. So a lot of times we would call one number.
Fan
and they wouldn't answer, then we would call
the
the other
ambience sounds
number.
making me sleepy.
Sometimes they would answer, and sometimes we would call the other number again. So there was a lot of that calling and no answer, and then sometimes they would call back.
And that's when they lived in Hawaii.
Well, they were in Hawaii, but you know, at the time.
Because that was after.
Yeah, look at that. Get the Skippy
Right.
dumbbell mug.
Right. Yeah. And I thought for sure that they were I thought they were somewhere in Utah or somewhere in there, because one time
There it is.
there was this conversation, and they were laughing because they said that Lori
Okay,
had
so you
gotten
got Lori
stuck in her car because
on one
of
side,
the storm.
and Chad on the other
She
side.
couldn't move in her car, and she had to spend.
Yeah, now, so if you're wondering what this is right here, see, this is Chad, okay? But what you do is you flip if you could flip the head upside down, his nose is his chin. And his nose is actually the lower lip. And then I put the teeth in there and some eyes, and then his some hair and everything, and he became Skippy, okay? So that's all made up of Chad. Okay, so that's one side of the mug, and then the other side of the mug is Lori Dumbbell. Okay, so you got it all, man. You really, you know, you're not missing anything that you need right there on that mug.
Some hours, or like, you know, like part of the night or the whole night somewhere, until she could actually get through the storm. So at the time I thought, in my mind I thought,
Well, he should be made fun of. Chad's
that it
a
was like
pile
a
of crap, man.
snowstorm that she couldn't get through, and I thought, well, probably Utah.
Gray, he's a person too. Gee.
I don't know
Oh,
if it
boy.
was a
You're
storm
so
there,
woke,
or
Mary
were
Lou.
they here still and before they left for Hawaii? I don't know. But
Or were they telling you that to put you off? What was rather
Right.
maybe?
it's possible also. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, there were that tiny bubbles with Chad, man. Oh boy.
And that's one of the things that she would say would be, for your protection, we're not telling you where we're at. For your protection.
So how come you would
Tiny
you were
bubble
designated
in the
or how come
wine.
you were always the one who would make the calls? How come it wouldn't
Makes
be
me
you
happy.
or Melanie or anybody
Makes me
else
feel
in
fine.
the group that would call Chad and Lori?
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I guess it was just kind of like a just kind of take over kind of thing. I don't know. Maybe. There was no really a particular reason why I would. There wasn't like a
everybody
designation or anything like that.
Did everybody know their number in the group?
At that time, no, they didn't, because I remember
See, flip that upside down. That's his
one of those conversations.
forehead.
I remember that we put Melly on the phone, and I remember she just started crying and crying because they weren't answering calls, and that one of the numbers, I guess, wasn't working anymore, so she hadn't talked to them since they had left Rexburg.
And when you say Melly, that's Melanie Boudreaux.
Yeah. Because
alley cat.
the way that they were, part of the manipulation and part of that indoctrination and getting you to be part of this, needing them and being, close to them and stuff like that, was their constant offering you a blessing of comfort or offering you a blessing of something that was going to happen, so promising you something. So it was almost as if when you get that on a constant basis all the time, and then all of a sudden you don't, it's almost as if you're like, whoa, what happened there? You know what I mean? All of a sudden you feel like, oh my goodness, I have no guidance now. You see that? And I believe that I can't say how Melly was feeling at the time, but I would imagine that she was feeling like, she hadn't had any contact or anything from them since they left Vicksburg. So I remember her being in tears at that conversation.
So kind of off what you said is, when she was in tears, and did she or anybody ask you for their numbers? If they, well, because they knew you had them, right? Because you were the one that was calling. So did they ever say, or after the conference call when she talked, and you talked to Chad and Lori, did Alex or Melanie or Ian or anybody ask you, say, hey, well, can you forward me their number? I'd like to call them and talk to them. Or was it just you that solely had their...
No, they had their number too. They had their number. If I'm not mistaken, it's probably, I can't say for sure, but I'm thinking that it was probably given to Melly that day during the call.
During one of the conference calls?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't remember. I really don't know why that kind of became like a
thing.
Pattern,
yeah. Like, I mean, I didn't even see it as a pattern until you're bringing it up. I didn't even realize that it had become a pattern like that. So, and it's possible that it was part of that, manipulation, part of that, you're the contact person.
I don't know about that. I think
putting
you were right in the middle of the whole thing
this
there,
is one thing
Zulema.
Now that we're talking about this,
you were in the big
one
meetings.
of the things
you know
that
what was going on.
they started saying to me from the beginning was that putting me in
I got
a position.
I got a pull question. Let's see. Hold on, I'm just going to give you a question. Okay. Oh, wait, that's too long. Shit. I guess I have to do their abbreviations. Okay. There we go. Here's your poll question. So the poll question is, who knew, who was behind everything? It's either Lori and Chad and Alex, because they all three knew for sure, or Olive plus those other two people. I think Melanie Pulowski might not have known a damn thing. She's too stupid. She's one of the dumbest people on the planet Earth. Just listening to her, I think they just felt, God, she'll believe anything. We'll just, she didn't need to know. Yeah, see, I think that I do too. I think Zulema, she was right in the thick of everything. I didn't realize that until kind of more recently. And I think Melanie too. I think she cut a deal. I don't think they're part of the killings. I just think they were aware of what was going on. I think the only people that are part of the killings are, and planning of it, are Alex, or not Alex, jeez. Alex, Chad, and Lori. Those are the only three people that were aware of the planning and execution of the killings, where the other ones were aware of the killings, just not the planning and execution of them. Right? And now they're just sort of pretending they didn't have a clue to to get out of it and cut a deal. I think it'd be shocking if they weren't aware, at least really kind of had a strong feeling that that was happening. Yeah, I don't think she knew anything either, Nicole. I think she's too stupid. She's really one of the dumbest people on the planet. I mean, have you ever listened to her talk? Man. God, she's just scary. People like that get to vote. All right, let me get back to this.
Of being so special. Like Glory and Chad used to say to me often, your mission is the most important one. We have to take care of you more than we have to take care of anyone else, because your mission is most important and more important than anybody else's. They always said that to me from the beginning.
Okay.
And there was, Lori would say that sometimes when we would just get together, she would, say that, everybody has to, make sure that you're praying and taking care of Zulema, because her mission is the most important.
Okay.
And if they had some pretty crazy plans, I mean, now it would make sense why.
Yeah.
That would be the most important, if that's,
Yeah.
that was part of the final plan.
So along those lines, with you being the most important mission, and I know we've talked about this a little bit as far as your marriage with Alex.
What do you think, Lynette Burns? Now that we're
Chad
deep into it, what do you think so far?
To marry Alex?
They were suggesting it, and they were saying that we should be together. Chad did give me a blessing one time, saying that I would get married again. And I remember telling me, I don't know about that. I'm like,
Wow, what a great blessing that was. You're going to get married again. Oh, but we'll set you up with the hitman that killed all the kids to sort of have them blend into society. Is that cool? Yeah, that'd be great, thanks.
I already told myself that I was never going to be married again, so I don't know about that. But I do have a feeling, even though I never heard it myself, I do have a feeling.
You should have watched it 4 times?
They
Come
were
on. No
probably
way.
saying that to Alex.
So did Chad or Lori ever tell you, as part of your mission, that you need to marry Alex? Or that part of your mission is marrying Alex?
So the way that they presented it was that in order for people to finish their missions, they always had to have somebody that was going to be equal in their, I guess, in their spirituality.
You guys remember this one?
Equal.
This took me forever. But this is when I knew I could find anything. Right here. I actually found this picture that they take right here. I found exactly where it was at Old Faithful You can even see this right behind him. And it's actually the next one. There's a little, I don't even know what you call it, spring right over here to the right. And what was cool about, they actually had a guy walk with the Google Earth camera on the boardwalk down there. And it took me, I don't know, a few hours, but there was a couple other parks that looked close to that. Good times, good times.
And that they were
Those are when we get the
a helper to complete that mission. So then they started saying, you know, Alex will be part of that for you. He will be the person who will be able to help you with your mission, and he will be the supporter that you will need, and things like that.
So did you believe that in order for your mission to be complete, that you needed to marry Alex? Did you believe that?
I wasn't sure, to tell you the truth, if I really had a mission. I kind of took their word for what they were saying. Like often they would say, okay, Zulema, we want you to do this, and I would go, okay, and I would just say a prayer or whatever, and then they would say, oh, Zulema, this is what you did. So it was never like I would be able, you know what I mean? Like, am I really doing any of this stuff, or are they just like saying that because they were confirming it for me, or, you know, stuff like that. So I had a lot of like things that were in my mind that were like, I don't know about this. So it was a lot of, I used to tell them all the time, I'm putting that on the shelf until I can understand it, or until I have more information, or, right, you know, or whatever, you know, a prompting or something about that. And I kept, you know, praying and praying and praying about, you know, about Alex. And he was like, he was there, you know what I mean, from the beginning. He was like, I want a relationship, and I'm not messing around. He was like, you know, I want to get married, and I mean, he was insistent about it, and I was like, no, wait, let's wait. No, I don't have an answer. I'm not sure about that, and I had my doubts. Let me put it that way. I had my doubts, and then I kept praying and praying and praying, and then once Alex and I got to know each other a little bit better, and we started spending time together and talking to each other, I really started liking him. And the things I liked the most about him was that he was the kind of person that I could go deep conversations and deep discussions about the scriptures, and he knew the scriptures very well. And sometimes we would sit on the phone for like 2 hours discussing scriptures, and I'm like, I've never been able to do anything like that with anybody, much less, you know, someone who was interested in me. You know what I mean? So when I went there, I think I went there in October, I think it was, around October 7th.
It's weird how close that is to all the...
He was ready to get married. He was like
look how close Rexburg is to the Bryan Laundry area over there.
I guess another county where you can just go, kind of like Las Vegas type thing. You can just go and you can get your license, and you can get married right away. And he was like, I mean, he was
ready to go.
He was ready to go, and I was like, no, Alex. I'm like, I am not 100% sure that I want to do this, so I need to wait.
You know what's weird is this case is really interesting, and it was really huge in the media. But amazingly, I actually think that the Gabby Petito Bryan Laundrie case got bigger than this one in that little bit of time. And it's amazing because this one has so much stuff to it. But I really do. I think it got bigger, quicker, and all around, really. I mean, every single person's talking about that one.
I need to wait. And he's like, okay, we'll wait. As long as you want to, we'll wait. I mean, he wanted to, but he wasn't like pressuring me. You know what I mean? He just said he was ready.
Reck.
And then when he was coming back down from Rexburg for when he was coming down for Thanksgiving. A couple of days, I think it was the day before he arrived.
Yeah, this one was big. I mean, this case was huge. I remember how big it was, but I think Gabby Petito Bryan Laundrie got bigger, quicker, and bigger just in general. And I say that because every single person
Happy birthday to Gray the Great.
knows
Shots
about
up, tumbler glass, balloon, party face.
Everybody knows about the Gabby Petito case. Just random people on the streets, where a lot of them never heard of this one. And it's weird how some cases get like that. Just like Delphi, it seems really big to a lot of people that are in the true crime community. You've seen HLN and CNN, and it's brought up here and there, but man, it's not. I would say it's probably a 10th as big as Gabby Petito was, if that. Maybe even like 1/20th. And that's sad because maybe they would have made an arrest in that one.
And I was asking, and I just got this feeling that, like, okay, I think that it's time for me to marry him.
But just like
Do
that,
you think Alex was pressuring you because Chad and Lori wanted him to get married to you?
Mm-hmm. It's possible.
And this might be a tough question. Do you think
Why?
Alex truly loved you, or was just doing it because Chad and Lori told him to?
I have asked that myself many times, and I don't know if someone could actually fake it that well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I didn't love somebody, I don't know if I could be that doting over that person. At least I couldn't fake it. Maybe he could.
That's
And
interesting.
if he could fake it, then he was a really good faker, okay? Because he was like, he doted over me. And maybe that's one of the things that they told him to do. Maybe that's
probably.
what he's, maybe that was his orders that they had given him, was for him to be doting over me. But he would, like, from the minute that he got up until he went to bed, he made sure that I
Are you
was happy,
kidding,
that
darling?
I was
Come on.
taken care of, that I had everything. Like I told you, I mean, one day I was like, what sounds really good right now, Alex? I'm like, he's like, what? I was like, salsa and chips. And he got up and he picked up his kids and goes, I'll be right back. And he was out the door. He went and got me chips and salsa, and he came back. He goes, here you go. And he would say it all the time, as you wish. As you wish. So I don't know. It is a possibility that, yes, he could have taken that. Yes.
Let me ask you this though. What did it feel like now, knowing that, once you consummated your marriage, that, he had already killed 3 people at that point? What did you think of that?
Faker.
Maybe 4 even.
Were you in love with him when you got married, or were you doing it because Chad and Lori?
I loved it.
She loved it.
Very much.
There you go. She said she did.
I'm just going to go back on a couple questions on his. Before we stopped the first time, we were in the hospital with Alex, and I think it was Chandler or Gilbert that was in there. Gilbert Lease in the hospital as well. Your son-in-law said,
Man, you guys are weird, Lynette and Boston
he has an
Christian.
attorney now,
You guys
so if you
fake
wanna talk
that
to
you
us
care
about
about
the
somebody?
attorney.
Why?
What did he need an attorney
Man.
for at that time?
You mean, what did he need an attorney, or what
No,
did he need an attorney?
and I might have misunderstood you before Garrett stepped out the first time. You were telling Ray, once Alex was in the hospital, you were there, and I believe your son-in-law was there, and the Gilbert police were asking something, and he mentioned to him that either he has an attorney or there's an attorney for Alex to talk to the attorney. Was he talking about Alex having an attorney at that time, or was he talking about himself having an attorney? Does that make sense?
Yes. So he
I see what
was
you're
talking
saying.
about, he he was saying that his attorney, to talk to his attorney because he was going to be representing me from then.
Talk to Alex's attorney?
No, to my son-in-law's attorney.
Okay, why would he need an attorney?
Yeah, fix the doors. God.
Why did he have an attorney?
Yeah, why would he need one at that time?
So what happened was that my son-in-law came out of a parking lot from, I think it was...
Let me cut you off and tell the story. I don't think he cares why your son-in-law knew the attorney. Did your son-in-law need an attorney under this investigation?
Under this, no, not under this investigation.
Okay,
It
so
was
the
for
police
something
attorney
else.
for her. Oh,
He contacted an attorney that he knew for her.
okay.
Yes.
And I guess that's what I'm getting at. Why did you feel you needed an
Oh, I added this one. Let me see. I got this newer. It's like a clown music. Which one is it? Is it this one? No, that's not it. Hold on. How about here's the cuckoo sound. Or I don't know why that makes me laugh, man. I guess that's why they're in cartoons. And then I can go like this. Watch. You know, that's the new biting sound. You know, you'll hear that every single time if I'm eating an apple. There's a different flush toilet sound here. It's this one. I think. Yeah, that one. And let me get the... okay, I think it's this one. So that's the clown music. And then we got this one right here. That's when the rodeo clown comes out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, all right, there you go. So we were all prepared in the future. Right?
attorney at that time.
I didn't. He felt that I
He
did.
felt, okay, all right, that's what I'm asking.
Why
Yeah.
did he have an attorney?
Yeah, why would he need one at that time?
Yeah.
So what happened was that my son-in-law came out of a parking lot from I think it was.
Let me cut you off and tell the story. I don't think he cares why your son-in-law knew the attorney. Did your son-in-law need an attorney under this investigation?
Under this, no, not under this investigation.
Okay,
It
so
was
the
for
police
something
attorney
else.
for her.
Well, they always need one.
Oh,
He contacted an attorney that he knew for her.
okay.
Yes.
And I guess that's what I'm getting at. Why did you feel you needed an attorney at that time?
I didn't. He felt that I
He
did.
felt, okay, all right, that's what I was, sorry if that was confusing.
I was so out of it at the time. I didn't
Yeah, there's
even
a lot going
know.
on.
I didn't know what was coming or going, and he was adamant. He was like,
Oh.
nope, you're not.
Well, you guys want to see it that bad?
without an
God, you guys are
attorney."
nuts.
And then I remember when I got home.
That's when you know you look
they
terrible
tried
when
to,
everybody's like, "Let me see the picture of it."
To
Man.
interrogate me again. This time they said that they were going to separate me and the kids and interrogate us again.
I'd rather stare at a stale
Again,
room than
my son
your ugly mug,
called
Greg.
and
Thank
said,
you. Boy, I'm
"Your
feeling great
attorney's
now.
calling
Gotcha.
the person and said, just because he had taken me to his car, and so he's like, just get out of the car, tell him that he needs to talk to your attorney, go inside, tell the kids that you're not answering any more questions, and that to talk to the attorney from now on." So I went inside and told the kids that.
Was there a reason why he thought you needed an attorney?
Did you know?
Or was it just, he knew, did you know?
He had had a really bad experience with the police just prior to that. That's the reason why he knew that. A really bad experience. And he just...
Didn't trust police. During the time when you talked to Lori and Chad and Melanie, did you ever have any other phones, or did you always just have your one phone? And the reason why I ask this is because throughout this whole investigation, there's been throw phones over here, throw phones over there. You mentioned throw phones last time you and I spoke here. Did you ever have any other phones or phone numbers?
No.
Okay.
This is the only phone I ever had. I did get a phone, like I told you guys, the day that Alex died, because the police took my phone and I needed to have a phone until they returned it.
Okay.
So.
And I might have been dozing off or something. You might have already talked about this. Well, I know we talked about the code words and all that. When would you need to use code words, and why did Chad and Lori think that code words were necessary?
So the way that they had expressed it was because, you were a high level 6 dark person.
6
And
dark.
so
I'm
was
sure you
your,
would have been too. I mean, that's just
Oh, yeah,
and so
I-
was your partner, right?
I'd be his boss.
And you guys were seeking their destruction, and you guys were working with Kay seeking their destruction, and they needed to have protection because, they were saying that the kids were safe and they had them in a safe place. So, in order for them to be
Jail-free
safe,
honey
then
buns for your
you
birthday.
and your UK and your partner.
Thank you, Emily
All
Flotilla.
very high level dark people.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. Do you mind looking in your phone to see if I've got a number, and I was wondering if it might match up to someone you might know.
Okay?
It's 602 290 7288.
602-290?
Oh my god. Pay attention when it was so easy and slow.
But for some reason that 290, isn't that part of Alex's number?
It's in your phone. It should populate.
Yeah.
910. See, there's a lot of stuff then. My granddaughter got a hold of that phone that I had during those.
Everything.
And I don't know if you knew this, but I didn't know this, that if your phone and your old phone are connected to the same Wi-Fi, that if you do something on the old phone, it will show up on your new phone.
Gotcha.
So she deleted like
Deleted all that.
hundreds and hundreds of phone numbers
Oh,
from
no.
my phone. I'm still trying to recoup them, so.
Do you still have Chad in your phone at all?
I think so.
What do you have his numbers?
He had one that he kept all the time. Let me see if it's still there. No, it's not. Okay, let me see if I can find it under my text. See if that's one of the ones that got deleted. Okay, I have 208-690-9374.
Okay. Was that the only one?
I'm looking, let's see if there is any other one. I don't see another one.
Okay. I know, throughout all this, looking into stuff, Chad went by another name, Raphael. Do you have that in your phone by chance?
Oh, let me see. Maybe. No, I don't.
Does that ring a bell with you though, the Raphael?
Mm-hmm. But I remember he had changed the number, and Alex asked me for it, and his number was 602-290-7288. Is that the one that you were just asking me for?
Yep.
Yeah.
So
That's
whose is it?
Chad.
That's Chad's. And Alex texted you that.
Yes.
When did he text you that? Do you still have that?
He texted me that on December 5th.
Okay.
So on Zulema, on a couple of those
Less than a week
recordings,
before
you
you died.
referred to him, Chad, as Raphael. Is that what you called him normally, or did you normally call him Chad?
I would call him Chad.
Chad.
Mm-hmm.
So when did you call him? Sometimes you just call him Raphael. Because on
And
one of
why?
those you say, "Let me call Raphael's calling through." Is that just sometimes you would call him that, or
Yeah, yes,
during
sometimes.
certain times? Or?
I think that Alex used to call him Raphael a lot. So if I was saying something like that, it's probably because Alex was with me, because he would call him that.
Gotcha.
So,
Well, you still had it in your phone. That's good. The number.
yeah. I mean, I don't have that particular number in my text or in my phone, but I remember him asking me for the number. And I remember me saying, Raphael just reached out to me and he has a new number
Oh, nice. And that was on the 5th of December?
on the 4th.
Oh, 4th.
And
Okay.
then Alex asked me for it on the 5th.
Gotcha.
And then on the 6th, I remember he went and got pizza for all of us to have dinner. And then on the 7th, he went to Mexico.
Man, these guys are like complete opposites. This
Mhm.
lady and
So,
Melanie Gibb. Man.
I was just doing follow up on that. Did you have any more?
Do you still have some?
No.
Yeah, Zulema, we appreciate it. I know you hate to talk about this stuff.
Good night, Tracy.
I want to help.
And we appreciate it. And that's why, I don't know what the defense plan is going to be with Chad and Lori. It could be that they try to throw everybody else under the bus and they try to use different things or say different things. That's why it's super important if you can remember anything. That way we can get out in front of it before.
Yeah, Melody is one of those ones that just keeps talking.
Get it. And
to get it and
Where
Jared knows
the
that.
silence
So
He knows that
with
right now.
Zulema here.
we just want
Speaks
to
a
make sure
lot.
that we're crossing our T's and dotting our I's with everything. That way we can come out in front of it.
You guys, I still have those pair of scissors in my house, right?
Oh, Lori's
Lori's
scissors.
that are $100 and something or $300
They're
and something.
$1,000.
Oh, that's way up. Scissors. But yeah, like Ray said, we appreciate it.
I always have that feeling that
Who the
there's
hell has
something
$1,000 pair of
really
scissors?
nefarious about her giving me those scissors. I still do.
And she gave them to you when she came home from Hawaii, right? When you met him and
When they had just gone back from getting married.
the layover or whatever.
Not $1,000. I mean, no, people don't need
And for
$1,000
some
pair of
strange
scissors
reason,
to be a
in my
hairdresser.
mind, because
They have ones that you can buy and they
in my mind,
work.
I
And
was like, oh yeah,
I don't know.
she can't take him in the
that sounds like
picture,
something
so,
like really like
And
some
then my dad
ridiculous.
said, Mom, she just got
level.
got off of a plane.
If you're
With-
paying more than like $300
Why
maximum,
could she
you're
take him back
getting
and
something.
with her?
Well, let me do some checking. Maybe do you want them, or do you?
I don't want to have anything to do with
I mean, maybe we could just.
It's just really, it's so bizarre. Why would she hand me those things? It makes absolutely no sense for her to hand me those
I wonder
things.
how she got on the plane with them in the first place.
Oh, well, maybe
And
they are.
Didn't want them.
Here, hold on a second. Like I typed in hairstylist scissors. Look at the prices on these things. $18.69, $5.75, $4,000 something for that one. $6.60. Well, there you go. That's the one I'd be buying. $9.90. You know, all you have to do is squeeze it and it cuts hair. It's weird how that works. And then there's $4.29, $30. You know, so these are the high end ones over here. Yeah, you know, let's look at Walmart, $7.23. Okay. That's pretty wild.
Does she check bags, do you know? Because they could be in check bags.
Yeah.
I guess they are pretty expensive. If you want to be,
yeah.
you don't have to be.
If there's a check bag, or it could have been missed, you know. Lots of possibilities.
Yeah, why not a
And
Flowbee?
the other thing
A little
that
vacuum
I
with the
remember
cutter?
that I
Sure.
was telling Garrett was that when we were in Vegas, I don't know if you guys knew, but Alex was a massage therapist, and
Really?
um,
Come on.
my back was bugging me, and after the trip there in the car, and he said, he's like, I'll just give you a massage and just fix your back. I'm like, okay. So, but for some strange reason, this is really weird. Like, for some strange reason, at the time, of course, I didn't think anything of it, but now I'm like all creeped out about it. He said that we needed to find a Walmart because he wanted to buy this big, huge piece of plastic to put on the bed so the oil didn't get on the bed. But it was one of those ones that you put on the floor when you paint. Okay. And we went to Walmart and we got it and he put it on the bed.
And this is when you were in Vegas?
When we were in Vegas, yeah, it was the day after we got married.
Yeah, but that's
So-
after the killing.
So you put it on the
doesn't mean
bed,
anything.
Yeah.
and he gave you the massage wood, and then what did you do
And
with
the weirdest thing about it was that, and this is when it gets even weirder, because after that, I fell asleep. Okay, because I was so relaxed.
You find
after the
yourself wrapped up in
massage,
it
I was
when
so
you
relaxed,
when you
fell
woke.
asleep. And then I remember waking up. I was in and out, and I could hear him talking. And I was like, who's he talking to? And I kept like trying to wake up, and finally I made myself wake up, and I'm like, Alex, I'm like, who are you talking to? He's like, nobody. I was talking to myself.
You know what's weird? It's something I just thought about. What if Zulema was to be taken out too by Alex somehow? But Alex changed his mind because he cared, and then he saw the writing on the wall and he killed himself. It's kind of weird, right? Like, because he was the hitman of the cult, so he would kill. Maybe even Melanie Gibb would have been on that one. And maybe the only people that were supposed to be in the final would be Melanie, Ian, Chad, and Lori. Something like that.
Like, okay. So then, I remember I took a bath, and I said, let's watch a movie. And he was like, he was on his phone, I think playing his game or something. And he was like super quiet. It was totally eerie for Alex, because Alex usually he was like joking, and he would say something and he would find one way or another to make it into a joke and make it funny, and he was always making you laugh and laughing at himself or making a joke about something, but he said nothing for the rest of the evening. Nothing.
Well, that's really weird that he had you lay on plastic.
So maybe I'm just a little too crazy now because of all the stuff that's happened, but in my back of my mind, I keep thinking
Were you next?
that who was on the phone was Chad and Lori, and that was supposed to be my last day, and he was supposed to.
Oh,
And
wow.
it very well could have been.
Holy shit.
So when you woke up,
Wow.
were you?
I hadn't
feel,
listened to this yet, so.
Like, did you feel normal? I mean, did you feel like
Holy shit.
when you said you were in and out of consciousness, like you were trying to wake up or you didn't feel right?
Like I was really down, like I was really like one of
actually
those ones
believe that
when
one.
you're like trying to wake up and you can't wake up kind of thing. Like I was thinking, why am I so relaxed and I can't wake up kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Did you feel drugged?
Drowsy, like just I was kind of like really like drowsy.
Oh, man.
I was like, what?
What time of day was it?
In the middle of the afternoon.
Wow, this is crazy now. I gotta go back and. Now knowing that, I gotta go back a little bit here. Hold on.
Because they could be in check bags.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess it could.
If there was a check bag, or it could have been missed, you know. Lots of possible explanations.
And the other thing that I remember that I was telling Garrett was that when we were in Vegas, I don't know if you guys knew, but Alex was a massage therapist, and my back was bugging me, and after the trip there in the car, and he said, he's like, I'll just give you a massage and just fix your back. I'm like, okay. So, but for some strange reason, this is really weird. Like for some strange reason, at the time, of course, I didn't think anything about it, but now I'm like all creeped out about it. He said that we needed to find a Walmart because he wanted to buy this big, huge piece of plastic to put on the bed so the oil didn't get on the bed. But it was one of those ones that you put on the floor when you paint. Okay. And we went to Walmart and we got it and he put it on the bed.
And this is when you were in Vegas?
When we were in Vegas, yeah. It was the day after we got married.
So you put it on the bed.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
He gave you the massage and then...
And then, was there a life insurance policy already on these two? Because then Alex would have got her life insurance.
The weirdest thing about it was that, and this is when it gets even weirder, because after that, I fell asleep. Okay, because I was so relaxed after the massage. I was so relaxed, I fell asleep. And then I remember waking up. I was in and out, and I could hear him talking. And I was like, who's he talking to? And I kept like trying to wake up. And finally, I made myself wake up, and I'm like, Alex. I'm like, who are you talking to? He's like, nobody. I was talking to myself.
Oh, so he was on the phone.
So then, I remember I took a bath, and I said, let's watch a movie. And he was on his phone, I think playing his game or something. And he was like super quiet. It was totally eerie for Alex, because Alex usually he was joking, and he would say something and he would find one way or another to make it into a joke and make it funny, and he was always making you laugh and laughing at himself or making a joke about something, but he said nothing for the rest of the evening. Nothing.
Well, that's really weird that he had you lay on plastic.
So maybe I'm just a little too crazy now because of all the stuff that's happened, but in my back of my mind, I keep thinking that who was on the phone was Chad and Lori, and that was supposed to be my last day.
She could be
and
lying.
he was supposed to.
And it very well could have been.
Sounds kind of legit the way she's telling it, though.
When you woke up, did you feel normal? I mean, did you feel like when you said you were in and out of consciousness, like you were trying to wake up or you didn't feel right?
Like I was really down, like I was really like one of those ones when you're like trying to wake up and you can't wake up kind of thing. Like I was thinking, why am I so relaxed and I can't wake up kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Did you feel drugged?
Drowsy, like I was kind of like really like drowsy. I was like,
What time of day was it?
In the middle of the afternoon.
Did he give you anything to drink before
Yeah,
that?
I was gonna ask.
Or make you a drink or fix you anything to eat?
If I was there. What's wrong with her?
I mean, I remember us going to get something to eat, and then we came back to the hotel, and I remember we did have some drinks with us. Like, you know, I don't know, maybe I might have had like a... No, I didn't have a Red Bull that day. I had something.
I thought you
with
can't
me,
have
water or something,
caffeine
I don't
as a
know,
Mormon.
with me. Like, always use the little cup, you know,
Or maybe it's just
I didn't,
nicotine
like, use the
and
little
alcohol.
glasses. I always
I
had my
remember.
glass with ice and whatever it was that I was drinking at the time.
So did he give you a massage? I mean, did you have oil on
Not enough to
use?
Or the drop cloth.
what a drop cloth, you know what I mean? It just didn't. At the time, I had no question about it. Now I'm like, why would you necessitate a whole drop cloth all over the bed to give me a massage? That just doesn't make any sense to me at all.
So did...
And then the fact that he was quiet for the rest, that he said nothing, like nothing.
Yeah, I mean, just think about how weird that is. You know, when you're going to give somebody massage or whatever, they would just get on your bed and you just kind of give them a massage. You wouldn't go get a whole plastic sheet thing to lay. I mean, he was probably supposed to strangle her to death and wrap her up because she knew of all the inner workings and what was going on and everything. And then maybe there was an insurance policy. I'm just throwing this out there as an alternative theory.
After that, he was quiet, and like that's so not Alex. Alex is not quiet.
So did you ever ask him, like, man, why did we need all that, or what?
No.
And so you heard him
No.
talking to somebody.
And I believed him, and he was talking to himself, you know, at the time.
She could just be
You know,
trying to sound like a
trust me
victim now,
completely.
too, right?
And that was right after you guys were married.
The day after. Yeah, it's really weird.
It is super weird.
It's super weird, especially because he wasn't talking. And I even asked
But
him,
they're kind of
"Are
believing
you
it too,
okay?
the way they're
Like-
talking.
Like, you're so quiet, you're usually not quiet like this. He's like, I'm just tired. Like, okay. I'm like, well, I'm gonna leave you alone then so you can rest.
I think Zulema is
He didn't say
a zombie
anything.
now. That's probably what was told over the
So I ended
phone.
up watching him with my permit. I was able to keep on his phone during the game at the King's Street.
And it's little things like that
And the
that
drum.
we're super interested in. So if anything like that comes to you again, something that you may think is super small, please let Garrett
Yeah,
know, or
we'll communicate it to you for sure.
That was super weird.
let us know. Yeah, just little things like that that help us put pieces together. Was that the only time that happened?
Yeah.
Had he given you massages before?
No.
Okay.
Did he since then?
See, they're taking it seriously. That's why they're asking him all these
no.
follow-up questions.
So that was the one time he offered to give you a massage.
When we would get together, sometimes he would come and he would put his fingers on my neck and go. He would say, "What is it with you people? With you translated people that have such big, stressful shoulders or something like that?" He would say that, but I wasn't the only one that was receiving it. He would do it to everybody else, you know, just kind of like relax my, you know, the neck. And then when we got back from Vegas and we were,
It seems like that
to my
would be
house,
something she would have thought about
sometimes
early
in the
on,
mornings,
right?
I have a really hard time waking
CSI.
up, and then in the mornings I would like turn my alarm off and just sit there trying to like get up. And I remember he would like rub his finger like up and down my back and go, you can get up, you can wake up, kind of thing, like kind of waking me up, and not a massage like he did that day.
So when you woke up from that massage, did you feel like you were way too groggy than you should have been?
I was super. I thought, I'm like, oh my goodness, he's like, must be a really good,
super duper groggy.
massage therapist, because I am so relaxed right now. Like I am, like so relaxed. Like I felt like, like when you get out of like the sauna. When you get out of the sauna, you're like so relaxed, you could actually take a nap. That's what I felt.
So you didn't feel out of it.
No,
it was just relaxed.
Very relaxed. Yeah, like super. What was really weird though was that in and out that I had when I was laying on the bed, because I could hear him talking and I was trying to wake up, but I kept going back down, and then I kept hearing him again talking, and I couldn't discern what he was saying.
Well, that doesn't sound like you weren't drugged on that one.
And he was in the bathroom talking.
Did he kind of talk to himself much?
Well, not really. Not like that. Like he was actually having a conversation. Like he sounded like he was having a conversation.
I don't know what I'd say.
You know what I mean? Like when I
say
talk to myself, I'm always like,
not a chance.
say one thing or two things. Or
They don't go to McDonald's for lunch.
Yeah, something like that. But
no,
no, I
that's
think
because Wendy's. You have this.
Not because I think she would do something. It's
like
just
a conversation.
like,
so
why the hell would anybody want you to get on a plastic
now,
tank?
of course, putting all this together and processing after, over a year, I keep thinking that he was actually on the phone with somebody when this was happening.
Well, they need to check the details on his call log
big old
now.
chop cloth for that bed to give me on the
Wouldn't that be interesting if they could say that he made a call?
Or prior to get married, did you guys talk about?
Like they actually have a call log of him calling from his cell phone to Lori and Chad right around that time. That'd be pretty interesting.
Insurance or life insurance?
Oh, there you go. That's the question I wanted to know.
Did you add him to anything, or did he add you to anything?
Not that I know of.
Okay, so there wouldn't have been a benefit.
I know a couple people have asked me that too.
Maybe you had a life insurance policy that you didn't know about. But they would know it by now.
But I wasn't the one that I wouldn't have had any knowledge of that, but Lori would.
Know about what?
Because Charles was in that business. So.
We're here till Saturday, so if you want to give us those scissors, we'll be more than happy to take them off your hands and you just lock them into evidence.
Well, they're $1,000. I might want to sell them for $600.
No, I don't.
We can take them
You don't need me. Just bring them by here anytime.
Why do they want the scissors? What would they use for?
Mm-hmm.
We'll be here till Saturday morning.
Yeah, I think so.
So anytime between then would be fantastic.
Yeah, that's not a problem. Yeah, I'll just bring them over because I think tomorrow is my report day, so I don't have any cases tomorrow, so I'll just drop them off sometime tomorrow. Maybe I'll just make it into my lunch hour so I can get a nice little break from being at the computer for
Enjoy the
15
nice
hours.
warm weather. Zulema, do you have any questions for us? Anything we can...
I wonder if Zulema or Melanie Pulowski could navigate themselves out of a cardboard box together, working as a team.
Answer anything at all.
I have a lot of questions.
Oh, I bet you
A lot of
do.
questions.
Now, if they ever were answered, would it ever stick in your brain for 5 minutes?
I have a question on,
Yeah, I didn't think so.
On this people's sanity. I always ask myself whether it's because these people are insane or because they're just led by evil, Now I'm putting all the things together. I just really, more than ever, at the beginning I had a feeling that they had a really nefarious plan to do something to me and to Alex, or that we were the final piece, that I was the final piece to move to Rexburg, and I feel that, by the grace of God, I didn't move there. always feel that kind of like dodged the bullet by not moving there. And if I would have moved there, things would be very different today.
Probably.
I would have thought. And now more than ever, I think that they had. And of course, the question is in my mind about, was Alex being true? Was he lying? Was he being told to do what to do?
Yeah, could you imagine if your room service was a package and inside was a plastic tarp?
You know what I mean? All that. And at that time in Vegas, was he supposed
Thank
to
you, honey. I've always wanted one of these.
kill me? Was he being instructed to do that?
It's going to look fantastic on you later.
And I was thinking, like,
When you're wrapped up like a cocoon.
He couldn't go through, killing me, but then it's a possibility that he would have gone through to kill himself. So, all that, I have a lot of questions.
That's a lot to weigh on your mind.
So,
Well,
and I'm sorry I can't remember much of that night. Alex passed away. I just don't. I can't even put what happens first and what happened that time at the hospital. Can't remember much.
well, like I said, if you have questions or you want to reach out or something, you go through Garrett or
Always.
you still have my card.
I do, yep. I've got you in my phone. So, I mean, I have the card, but I've got you in my phone, so it's better than the card. That's it. Cool.
Okay, well, thank you
appreciate
again.
it.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys. Good to see you again.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
glad
you
you guys got
too.
to enjoy
Good to see you.
April in Phoenix.
Yeah. Well, and you got us to go see a Diamondbacks game. So
Yeah.
we're-
Next time, you
Oh,
guys
good.
got to go to the pool.
Yeah,
Are
exactly.
you guys still on track for July?
I'm not sure. Probably not.
Yeah. We were talking about that. I said I would be surprised if it went, but
Yeah. No, it'll probably be pushed back a little bit.
Wow. Man, this is a lot of crazy people in this case. That's for damn sure. Don't worry, I'll get you back on that other screen in a minute. Hold on. There you go. Yeah, anyway, so thank you guys for showing up tonight. I'm going to take the rest of the night off. It's been almost a 5 and some hour day today. 6 hours, really, I think. And, hey, welcome, Hayden Page Healy. Yeah. So let's see, what do we got here? Yeah. All right, thank you to Kimberly Hennessy, One Sly Angel, Jessica Schubach, Cairo, Craig Andrews, Matt Pavia, Zozo, Connie Lee, Sarita, Lee D, Matt Pavia, Paisley Dreams, Shelly Pink, Lori Fisher, Jay Case, Cat Eye, thank you, Carolina Girl, Straight Drop is Trending, welcome to Danette, and then Vale, Jen Richards, Natalie, then Vale upgraded to Oogla Boogla Freaks, and then Jen Richards with a double Cat Eye donation, thank you very much for my birthday, and then Cassandra Morris, Mag, Beholder, Sherlock Hemlock, JSD, and Philly became a channel member, thank you, D&K Reck, Kathy Friedmaker, Emily Flotilla, and Hayden Page Healy became a channel member. Then we also have on PayPal, we had Laura and Jennifer on there, so thank you very much. One of them said, "Happy birthday, Gray, tiny bubbles." Yeah. And then also earlier in the day was Melanie on there. So, all right. Well, anyways, thank you guys very much. Appreciate it. There's the full screen there, but let me know if you want me to get back to the stale room over there. Oh, man. Oh, yeah. Fourth time's the charm, I'm sure. But I have a feeling you listened to the talk, the 30 minutes of nonsensical talk, too. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. There we go. There we go. So, thank you guys for showing up tonight. I'm not gonna take the time to do the flybys and everything. I'm just beat 6 hours on here. So we're just gonna end the show. But I hope you guys have a good rest of the evening. Maybe head over to what's the name of that place again? Discord. You know, if you're a channel member, you go to the community section, and we just posted another link to get onto Discord. Okay, so that's it, everybody. Thank you very much. And as I always say, everybody, until next time, be safe out there. Oh, by the way, I hope you guys like going over those interviews. I thought they were pretty interesting. All right, so see you later. Bye-bye. Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while now.
Yeah, great. Wow, that's a long
And
day,
during this
man.
whole time, I have
Sure
not
was.
seen one person.
And
Thank you for the happy birthday songs, Mary Lou.
Hey, no problem. Crime dissector, drug rejector.
A certified human
Well, you got right into that rap.
Gonna get ya on a stretcher if you try and play me like an old
projector.
Crime sector is my nectar. Professor Gray is gonna give another lecture. Crime collector, freak connector, and I'm always gonna be a pop protector. Fool deflector, interceptor, and I'm meaner than a spectre with a vector on his pector. With all respect, ya, just remember I've a temper fucking check ya. I have no agenda, I'm a pretender, and I'll serve it to you straight without the blender. And in the end, I'm gonna send ya.
Yeah, it was a cool birthday. Hang out with the freaks.
A true offender.
For Gray.
Yeah, so I'll
Yes,
just get
Mary
right
Lou,
back
it
to
was
work, all right?
fun hanging out with the freaks. All right, cool, man. Cool. Hey, thanks, everybody. Really appreciate it.
Yes. Thank you very much for hanging out with me on my birthday and supporting the channel. And we were able to donate another $500 tonight to $250 to Texas EquiSearch and $250 to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Awesome. So thank you guys very much. We'll see you guys tomorrow on the Serial Killer Sunday, where we'll be going over a serial killer that's not really known by, it's not a famous serial killer, but a serial killer nonetheless. Alright? It's about learning about different serial killers. This one's name is Farian Wardrip. Never heard of him. It's pretty interesting. So, all right, you guys. See you tomorrow. And be safe out there.
Everybody be safe out there. Be safe out there.
Be safe out there.
I already said that.
So did I.
You all said it. My God. All right. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.